An arrest has now been made in the 1981 murder of a Grapevine woman more than 4 decades after she was strangled to death. And investigators say a break in the case actually came through DNA collected from items found in the suspect's trash. And while the murder happened in Grapevine, the suspect was arrested in Colorado. Our Marissa Armas has that story.
After 45 years, an arrest has been made in the cold case murder of 35-year-old Beverly Bruneau in Grapevine. That's according to investigators.
This is nothing more than good law enforcement, in action, right?
According to an arrest affidavit, detectives say DNA collected from barbecue sauce and soda bottles in a trash bin led them to the arrest of 79-year-old Larry Brown of Colorado, who is now charged in Bruneau's 1981 death. Criminologist Alex Del Carmen, who is not connected to the case, says advanced DNA technology is helping police departments make these major breakthroughs.
That's why these evidence rooms are so important to have preserved for the integrity of the data, and in some cases of the DNA to be preserved over the course of years, because technology gets better. And 45 years ago, we had no idea that we were going to be where we are today.
According to the affidavit, Brown strangled Bruneau inside her apartment using either his hands or an electrical cord. The documents say Bruneau was close friends with Brown's wife, and both women worked as flight attendants at Braniff Airlines. The affidavit states that detectives believe Brown's motive may have involved a jointly owned property shared with his wife. While Brown was questioned in 1981, he was never charged. According to documents, detectives matched Brown's DNA from the trash samples to blood found on Bruneau's clothing, providing enough to make an arrest in June and reopen the case. The Grapevine Police Department said in part, it is committed to pursuing justice for victims, regardless of how much time has passed.
If you've been a victim of a crime, don't lose hope. Technology will eventually help us catch the bad guy. And in these cold cases, they're worth revisiting, especially when you have the evidence secure somewhere that you can use later on for effective prosecution.
Brown is currently being held at the Tarrant County Jail on a murder charge. In Grapevine, Marissa Armas, CBS News, Texas.
Data centers are a hot topic of discussion, not only at the city level, but now at the state level too. And no one seems to be on the same page with any of it. Last month, city leaders in San Marcos voted to prohibit data centers, while Hood County leaders gave the green light for the Comanche Circle project. The facility is expected to cover more than 2,000 acres, and it will be built near the city of Tolar. Now, last week in Fort Worth, 5 city council members announced their intention to call for a temporary moratorium on data center development. All this while the Zoning Commission rejected proposed restrictions for future facilities. The issue itself has heated up among Republican leaders, and as Eye on Politics reporter Jack Fink learned during conversations with 2 Republicans.
We spoke with State Representative Shelley Luther and Texas Railroad Commissioner Wayne Christian about building AI data centers in rural areas. They disagree about this, and the topic will likely become one of the more hotly debated issues when lawmakers return to Austin next January.
And there's just not a lot of this left.
Walking on her farm near Sherman in Grayson County, Republican State Representative Shelley Luther said she wants to protect rural landscapes like hers across the state. She applauded Governor Greg Abbott's recent comments that the state should prohibit building AI data centers in rural Texas neighborhoods.
Green land, rolling hills. I don't think that we should tear that up for data centers. Stakes don't come from HEB is like what I like to say. They've got to come from somewhere. In rural Texas, you've got to preserve this land and not put a big industrial footprint on it.
But Republican Texas Railroad Commissioner Wayne Christian doesn't want a blanket ban on data centers in rural neighborhoods.
No, I definitely do not. Rural Texas is dying. We right now understand in the United States of America, rural America is decaying, going away. And these billions of dollars from data centers could be one answer to rebuilding that decay of rural Texas.
A company called Baxtel, which connects buyers and sellers of data centers, estimates there are 721 of these facilities in Texas, including 276 in the Dallas area. Both Christian and Luther said going forward, AI data centers can be regulated. Luther said private property rights should remain strong in Texas, but may need some small adjustments.
The reason why we have these private property rights is because we don't want the counties telling us what to do. So liberty, right? But now we're like, okay, wait, we need to scale that back just a little bit and give them a little bit of authority, some sort of zoning, or saying, not that you can't do that here, but if you do that here, these are the things that you need to follow.
Let's invent a Texas plan and say, okay, if you're going to bring those things here, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, but here's how we want it done.
Last month, Governor Abbott directed the Public Utilities Commission of Texas and ERCOT to make sure that data centers operate in ways that reduce costs for residential electricity customers and don't drain water that communities depend on. Republicans and Democrats also want to eliminate sales tax incentives that go to data center developers, which state records show have cost state taxpayers nearly $3 billion since 2014. Jack Fink, CBS News, Texas.
It isn't hard to notice that North Texas is growing pretty quickly. Several local communities are on the top 10 list of fastest growing cities in the nation, and that includes Frisco. It also offers opportunities to meet people from different walks of life. In the northeastern part of Frisco, you'll find a large Hindu temple. It has been in the community for more than a decade, but as we have reported, there has been a recent rise of unwelcoming messaging directed at the Indian community. Our media partners at Texas Monthly are also taking a look at this issue and how influencers have become involved now. Mark Dent worked on this story. He joins us now for tonight's discussion. In your article, Mark, you mentioned several people. Did this shift in Frisco start with a disgruntled employee, you think?
So not quite with a disgruntled employee, but as you were suggesting, it is about growth and the economy and about jobs. And, if we look at Frisco, go back 25 years, 26 years to the year 2000, it was still a fairly small town, about 30,000 people, the vast majority of whom were white. And then the Texas miracle has just kind of turned it into an economic boom town. New businesses, new jobs, and new residents have flocked to Frisco, a lot of whom are from South Asia. The population right now is around 30% Asian, most of whom are Indian Americans. And when you started to see over the last couple of years, nationally and in Texas, there was a bit of a rise of nativism coupled with some concerns over the economy and concerns especially that immigrants were taking away jobs. And Frisco sort of became a focal point for those concerns about a year ago because of influencers like Mark Palaciano and many others, many of whom are not from Frisco. They're from other parts of Texas, or in some cases, different states, who've started to visit Frisco and kind of just claim that there's this Indian takeover going on or this Indian invasion. They started going to city council meetings where there was a lot of public comments that were against Indian Americans, and it really just kind of blew up.
You were able to dig into this whole H-1B visa program as it relates to Frisco. What did you learn?
H-1B visas are a tool that companies use to hire employees from overseas. They're typically hiring people for very specialized roles, people who are highly educated. It could be roles in like engineering, cybersecurity, things like that. Nationwide, there's probably about 100,000 people who come into the country on H-1B visas every year who get approved. And, Frisco and the DFW area have had a lot of them. Look, if you go back to 2020, Frisco's had about 4,000. There's been many more in the DFW area overall, and some of those people have settled in Frisco. Over the last year or so, what you started to see, was like you had members of the Texas GOP complaining about H-1Bs. In 2024, as part of their party platform, they wanted to repeal the H-1B visa program entirely. And then you also had some influencers and online commentators alleging H-1B visa fraud. And at different companies in North Texas, particularly in Frisco, Ken Paxton, as a result of those videos, has started an investigation of H-1B visas, and particularly a few dozen companies that he's looking into in North Texas. Exactly where that investigation will go, we don't really know, of course, yet. But the Indian Americans who I spoke with said that these different videos, these allegations of fraud, have been used to blame the entire community, rather than to just say, like, there might be a small percentage of people who are committing fraud.
And talk to us about how Frisco has responded to all of this tension through their recent election and really through everyday life.
Yeah, so there was a recent mayoral election in June. Mark Hill defeated Rod Vilhauer in a runoff. Rod Vilhauer, earlier in his campaign, had said that he was concerned about Indian Americans gaining too much power in Frisco, and did later apologize for that. And Mark Hill had run this more kind of like bring everyone together, a unity type of campaign. And he ends up winning this election. And he was sworn in earlier this month as mayor. And he kind of reiterated that message, saying like Frisco, everyone can live in Frisco. And he wanted to see the city continue to grow. And a lot of people have told me that they feel like that is the tone that's kind of started to kind of rise over the last few months after all this conflict for a while. But that said, the Indian Americans who I spoke with, all of them, they still want to live in Frisco. They say that they're going to keep living there, and they've been affected by all of these issues. But that said, it is still their home.
Well, our thanks to Mark Dent for joining us tonight for this discussion. You can read his entire article. It's available for you right now on TexasMonthly.com. We all know that some hospitals are in the business of bringing babies into the world. But as Madison Sawyer found out, work is getting a lot more personal over at Andrews Women's Hospital in Fort Worth. And it's a story you'll only see here on CBS News Texas.
From caring for expectant moms to becoming expectant moms themselves.
Everyone say Taylor babes.
This group of 24 nurses at one point, all pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, it's challenging, but we all support each other. We have such a great team here, and everybody helps each other. So when I'm 9 months pregnant, 2 days before I delivered, everyone's helping me, and I can't wait to repay the same thing for the ones who are pregnant when I come back to work.
Some nurses, like Savannah and Chayla, already delivering their bundles of joy.
It has been a wonderful experience. I actually got to deliver Savannah and her last 2 babies. We went to nursing school together and just kind of grew up as best friends, and now we get to have 2 best friends.
Baby besties.
This L&D unit full of experts on childbirth.
We do tons of training here to make sure that we're ready for all the emergencies.
Now putting that expertise to the test.
I really feel like it is the safest place to have a baby, and I think all of our nurses know that, and that's why they come here.
Most of the 24 moms choosing to deliver at the same hospital they work at.
You could deliver anywhere, and when you work here, you really see literally behind the curtain. You see the good, the bad, the ugly. Here, it's a special place, and there's just an immense level of trust when you want to be in the care of your coworkers, your colleagues, and it brings us closer together, makes us better.
A unique bond growing right alongside the life growing inside them.
The sisterhood, it's just so special getting to have your friend really watch you grow your baby, but then get to be a part of the delivery and one of the most precious parts of your life, and one of your friends is there to take care of you, so very special.
And a one-of-a-kind tradition helping them remember this special chapter they shared.
We have a special delivery gown that most nurses wear.
It's really, really special to know that everybody was delivered in that gown. All these babies that we work together, we survive long shifts together while pregnant, supporting each other, and then we also get to wear that, and then the initials on the gown.
So many babies born to staff over the years, the original sisterhood of the traveling gown had to be retired.
The initial gown had about 45 babies' initials on there that we got monogrammed that those babies were born in. So that one is hanging in the front of our unit, and now a new gown has started.
Bringing babies into the world has always been part of the job.
We take care of all women. We take care of very premature babies, women with very complicated pregnancies, and these pregnant nurses, they continue to show up and bring their best self day after day.
You're so cute.
Now, they are bringing their work home. Madison Sawyer, CBS News, Texas.
The FIFA World Cup has been hosted by 16 cities all across North America, with lots of money being spent on global soccer fans. It's no different here at home in Arlington. The city estimates the economic impact so far to be somewhere around $160 million. Our Don White in Arlington tonight with the businesses and how they're cashing out and why some are still in the red.
Fries aren't the only things sizzling at Jay Gilligan's Bar and Grill in Arlington.
Like Mexico, for example, a Sunday a week ago, this entire place, the restaurant side, the bar side, the canopy side, everything was just packed.
Owner Randy Ford started the business in 1979. He's never seen sales like this until the FIFA World Cup.
It's put us on the map. It's just been great. So like 4 to 5 times more than our normal sales.
In addition to the ice cold drinks and hot, juicy burgers, Randy is even offering shuttle service to matches.
As of this last game, we took 1,331 people.
Arlington Mayor Jim Ross says Jay Gilligan's isn't alone.
All of the word I'm getting is the vast majority of them are feeling the boost in revenue from the World Cup matches and people eating at restaurants and shopping at stores.
The mayor says the previous record for 1 month of hotel sales was $23 million.
In June of this year, during the first part of our World Cup matches here, our hotel revenue was about $31 million. So set a new record and really blew the old record out of the water.
What we've seen so far with each of the first 8 matches has been economic impact somewhere in the range of $18 to $24 million per game.
Jay Gilligan's is one of the places that is doing extremely well during the FIFA World Cup and bringing in a lot of green. But that's not the case at all places, including here at Daydream Book and Coffee Bar.
I remember the first game. It was a Sunday, and Sundays usually are pretty good for us, but it was like a ghost town that day.
Barista Kennedy Hopkins says sales have gone down since the World Cup started.
We haven't really gotten the traffic that they were hyping us up for.
Even though not all places saw a boost in business, Mayor Ross hopes the international attention has Arlington seeing green for many years to come.
The impact of the World Cup isn't just a 30-day period where we have 9 matches being played here in Arlington. The impact extends well beyond that.
The numbers on restaurant and retail sales will come out after the World Cup wraps up. And for now, the cooks at Jay Gilligan's will remain busy, keeping those fries sizzling. In Arlington, Dawn White, CBS News, Texas.
As the World Cup nears an end, we are taking a look at the impact it is leaving behind. The World Cup didn't just bring international soccer fans to North Texas. It introduced many of them to Western wear, and perhaps no one embraced the look more than Norwegian superstar Erling Haaland. As our Aaron Jones shows us, this Dallas store he visited has now become a must-see destination, and it's paying off with record-breaking business.
Over the last month, Wild Bill's Western store welcomed soccer fans from around the world. But owner Cody Newport says no visitor made a bigger impression than Norwegian superstar Erling Haaland.
I want just a cowboy hat. That's all I want. That's what I'm here for. Wild Bill's Western.
So we got a call and said, hey, we want to bring in a player, and we didn't know who it was. And we said, sure, will you bring him in?
Oh, y'all.
An hour later, Haaland was trying on cowboy hats, getting fitted for boots, and even posing in a Y'all Can Kiss My Dallas t-shirt. This Instagram post has now racked up more than 8 million likes. Before leaving, Haaland even bought a taxidermy raccoon holding a whiskey bottle and was later spotted carrying it off the plane back home in Norway.
Insane. It's still insane. It was kind of a joke that we bought them just to put them in the store as decoration.
You all have now dedicated a portion of your store to Erling Haaland.
We have, yeah. We kind of set up a shrine-like area right over here.
The Barkart family is visiting from Brazil and says even though their team lost to Norway, they couldn't help but become fans of Haaland.
Yeah, we were really sad, but after the match, Haaland was such a great person, so we can't hate him. He's so nice.
They had to see Wild Bill's for themselves. For Wild Bill's, the World Cup has become much more than a tourism boost.
Last month was the best month the store has ever had in the history of the store.
Newport says that's especially meaningful for a business that's been around for more than 40 years. The store is now shipping merchandise internationally, and Newport expects orders to keep rolling in long after the World Cup concludes. In Dallas, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
Well, you know, this tournament, it has brought so many great memories from visiting fans. Some on social media even compared the vibe to a giant American sleepover from our friends from other countries.
It all started mid-June with the arrival of the iconic bright orange double-decker Dutch bus. Who can forget that? We had no idea that fans would swarm around it and march through Arlington's entertainment district, but they did. Then after the game, Japanese fans, they displayed their long-standing tradition with us of cleaning up the stadium. They say it's a sign of respect to the game. Then days later, a sea of red and white, Croatia fans carrying a checkered banner larger than a football field right through the streets of downtown Dallas. What a sight that was. Then history was made here in North Texas. Lionel Messi setting the men's all-time World Cup scoring record.
It's an honor to watch him play and for him to have his greatest moment in our hometown. It's just an honor.
Messi knew the future. I don't know how he did it. He did it again. He did it again. In two matches, he did 5 goals.
We want to see all the cows as soon as possible.
And how about that time that Sweden fans got a little taste of Texas with their cowboy hats and their boots in hand? They saw their very first rodeo over at the Fort Worth Stockyards. Then came a rare sighting for us Cowboys fans. The curtains down inside AT&T Stadium. FIFA did not hesitate to cover the glare during sunset, something that Cowboys fans have been asking for years. And how about this viral moment of Australian fans inside a Walmart chanting that they were getting deported? All of it as police escorted them outside for being too rowdy ahead of a knockout stage match. And speaking of rowdy, who can forget when Norway fans took over Texas Live? All of it to perform their now viral Vikings road chant.